Coming up on Lights, Camera, Akron.
We have an exclusive interview with a UA student who was recognized by NASA.
We take a closer look at a brand new student organization on campus.
And one of our reporters spoke with the nonprofit organization, Akron Hope.
All that and more coming up on Lights, Camera, Akron.
Welcome to the new Lights, Camera, Akron. I'm Jade Marshall alongside my co-host, Katie Bowman.
We have a great show for everyone today, bringing you the latest happenings in Akron.
First off, we feature a brand new student organization here on campus, Model UN.
Our very own Kara Riccardi gives us a closer look on what Model UN is all about.
A new student organization is making headway on campus. Model UN gives students the opportunity to discuss important international issues.
It's a great platform, especially for people that want to get involved in international relations, people that want to get involved in diplomacy and every aspect of world leadership. It's very important and it's very valuable to be involved, because that way you'll be more aware of world issues and also ways to kind of try to solve those problems.
It's a very hard thing to tackle them because they are so different to so many other countries in the West.
The Model UN is an organization that assimilates the workings of the United Nations. It kind of puts students in the shoes of global ambassadors from countries and countries' representatives, and kind of put them in the shoe to actually ask deep questions that are related to world issues and to try to find out solutions to world problems.
We're always changing the discussion to other issues. We get placed in the feet of UN members, so we have to talk on behalf of certain countries, which sometimes leads to arguments, but it's always okay. My favorite part about Model UN would be being able to discuss worldly issues with other students and understanding their opinions while trying to discuss yours as well. It really teaches you about the world around you.
The purpose of the Model UN is to educate our youth, is to educate college students and make them more aware of the world we live in, and making them aware and making them understand that they could be a part of the discussion and a part of a way to solve the problem and to find a means to solve the problem.
Brandon says this organization has helped him to better understand the overall operations of the United Nations.
I've learned a lot more about how the UN processes things, what they care about, and the way they put sanctions on countries and how they treat hostile countries as well as friendly countries.
The Model UN have kind of brought students here in Akron together, and it has opened the door to thinking beyond Akron and to thinking worldly as to getting involved, be it if you want to get involved with internships. Most of our students seek internships even abroad and at the United Nations and other crucial and important international organizations like the United Nations, the World Bank, the World Health Organization, and the World Trade Organization. Those important organizations that shape our world today, they have understand their purpose and they want to get involved.
This has been Kara Riccardi for Lights, Camera, Akron.
I think it's really amazing that a group of students can come together and talk about important topics.
Yeah, topics nationally, internationally, and locally.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron.
Our reporter Heather Daniels got to meet up with a student who was recognized by NASA.
A group of engineering students here at the University of Akron won a contest with NASA for building a spacesuit that is reliable to handle all of the space dust and particles that damage the suits now. I got the chance to meet with one of the students, Himel Barawa.
The proposal was for we have to make some proposal for testing the abrasion method for spacesuit. The thing is, all the current testing methods are for single layer fabric, but a spacesuit, for their convenience, it has a multiple layer, because all the spacesuits they have to undergo like lots of different things which are not present in the Earth atmosphere.
Because the atmosphere is so different on the Moon and Mars, they had to come up with multiple layers that can handle everything in space.
The extraterrestrial environment has the Moon, the Mars, and the low Earth orbit. Their atmosphere is completely different from Earth, right? So what we tried to consider different cases, and we tried what happens if there is any lunar storms, or if there is a high electromagnetic force, or if there is a high temperature, and then we tried to just conceptualize the general physics, what will happen for these cases and that cases. So that's how we come up with some ideas.
The group had to create samples to make sure the spacesuits can handle all of the different particles.
So we tried actually simulate actual lunar dust environment. Then we put those samples, the samples we are trying to test. So we put the samples inside the whole setup. That means under the roller, and the roller we put some kind of rotation there. In our case, probably we put 32 rotation per minute, so it will create total 800 revolution, which actually as same as 8 hours of extra vehicle activities time.
In order to build the actual spacesuit, our students are going to work with NASA. The professors are currently talking to NASA about funding and when they will start the project.
NASA is going to give some funding on this project, but NASA is a government organization, so they have to go lots of bureaucratic process. So what I understand that on upcoming fall, probably we are going to get some funding, and then we will start work on this project.
It has always been a dream of his since he was a kid to work with NASA. And now Himel and his peers have a great opportunity to work with them.
From my childhood, I was always, it's kind of like a dream comes true. But anyway, we have to go lots of further, because it's just a proposal, so we have to build the actual prototype. And I would like to see these things working. So, and the best thing is, it will be inspiration for upcoming students, all the undergrads. They will be more inspired to be involved on this kind of projects, and I think it's amazing.
This has been Heather Daniels for Lights, Camera, Akron.
I think it's really great that a student from our university got to work at a company as large as NASA.
I mean, it's really an inspiring accomplishment. It really is.
It's about that time to take our next commercial break, but don't go too far. Lights, Camera, Akron will be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Lights, Camera, Akron.
Up next, we'll toss it to Amanda Marotta in the newsroom, who has our headlines for us today.
I'm Amanda Marotta, and these are your headlines for this week. Students from the University of Akron recently attended the NACE conference in Vancouver earlier this month. The conference for corrosion engineers gave 14 lucky University of Akron students from our engineering corrosion program $74,000 in scholarships. The UA students took home more than half the scholarship money presented at the conference. Kelly Chronister, the University of Akron's Director of Clinical Education and Assistant Professor of Respiratory Therapy, recently won the 2016 Acts of Courage Award. This award is presented by the American Red Cross of Summit, Portage, and Medina counties. She displayed bravery and heroism while saving a life during a bike race in Richfield, Ohio this past July. A man was riding his bike in front of Kelly and fell off. She realized the symptoms of the man related to a full arrest heart attack and performed CPR on the racer. UA has recently launched an intellectual property law for students at the University of Akron. This helps students understand the limitation of protection over creative works. By adding this practice, it will expand the students' knowledge. Dean Matthew Wilson said this program should be of interest to those who are studying engineering or scientific backgrounds. The intellectual property program shows several benefits and can now be found at the University of Akron. That's all for this week's headlines. Be sure to tune in to Lights, Camera, Akron for updates on news and accomplishments here at the University of Akron. Katie and Jade, back to you.
Thanks, Amanda. You know, Jade, lots of students here on campus are concerned about the faculty strike and the direction that the university is headed.
Yes, they are. So let's go to our man on the street, Cortez Grayson, to see what the UA students had to say.
I'm Cortez Grayson, as your man on the street. Now we're going to get some insight from students about the UA strike and their opinions of the direction the university is going in.
Do you know any information about the UA strike?
Well, see, what happened was the AAUP, which is the faculty union here at the University of Akron, and the administration were discussing contract negotiations.
What's your opinion on the state of the university?
Well, my state on the University of Akron, being a graduate student here, I believe that the students have not been given a fair voice.
I believe the university is going down just because of Scarborough.
I think that we need a new president who's actually going to think of the students and not just the money involved in it.
There's so much tension on this campus. The morale is very low, I think, for the people that do care about the university, and I think there needs to be a reduction of that tension, and this is one of the ways that it's happened.
A strike is no longer likely because the tentative agreement was formed. If the agreement passes, which means both sides approve it, the AAUP and the administration, then the contract will be settled, it'll be validated, and they'll have a contract that kind of appeases both sides.
Although the university has endured some adversity during Scott Scarborough's second year as president, the student body is hoping for a brighter future. For Lights, Camera, Akron, I'm Cortez Grayson.
I just hope that all of this can go in a very positive direction.
Yeah, it's very important to keep an open mind during this whole process.
It is.
All right, we're going to take our final commercial break.
Don't go anywhere.
Unfortunately, our show is almost over, but we still have one more story to share with you today.
Our reporter, Maddie Watkins, got to speak with Akron Hope about their commitment to help the greater Akron community.
I got the chance to interview Executive Director Jen Blight and Director of Communications and Social Events Zach Mitchell from Akron Hope. They are both students here at the University of Akron, donating their time to adopt a Title I classroom.
Akron Hope is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that is a branch of Charleston Hope, and we serve students in Title I schools in Akron. So our mission is to create programs that promote positive learning and intentional interaction. So we work with, as I mentioned, Title I schools in Akron. So that's students in schools that receive 75% or more free and reduced lunch, lower income schools, more Akron public schools, and things like that.
Akron Hope is a branch of Charleston Hope. So in 2011, Emily Hoisington, sister, who's the executive director for Charleston Hope, her sister taught in a Title I school in Charleston, South Carolina. And Emily, Charleston Hope's executive director, saw that the students at this school had no clue what Christmas was about. They weren't going to get any gifts. So Emily decided to get her sister's classroom gifts for Christmas. Dropped them off, spent the day with them. The principal loved it so much and asked her to come back for the entire school the next year.
How it got brought to Akron and expanded outside of Charleston is, as you mentioned, my cousin Chad Cook. He was Emily's boyfriend, and they were dating and everything, dating for years. They met at the College of Charleston, and their dream as a couple was to take Charleston Hope national, take it to other cities, spread it. They wanted to make more of an effect outside of Charleston and spread it to as many cities as possible. And Chad was super involved in Charleston Hope. He loved the kids, he loved serving, he loved just spending time with them and getting to know them, getting to know their names and their stories. And so actually on December 23rd, 2014, Chad suddenly passed away. He was playing basketball with some friends back at home around Christmas time, and he suddenly just passed over and died from heart issues. Nobody really knew that anything was wrong or anything. Was very sudden. And so once Chad passed, the Charleston Hope team and Emily were like, we have to make this a reality. We have to spread Charleston Hope to other cities.
Along with Adopt a Classroom, Akron Hope has a pen pal program with the school called Write for Hope and Teachers Hope Closet.
This past Christmas, we had a wrapping night, December 11th, where we wrapped the 300 Christmas gifts And then the week after, December 18th, which was Akron Public's last day of instruction, we dropped off and delivered 300 gifts, as well as a winter hat and gloves to the students, and brought in volunteers, and the volunteers spent about an hour with them inside the classroom.
So a lot of these kids just miss that one-on-one interaction. They really, really need that one-on-one attention, that one-on-one relationship in order to help increase their reading scores and increase their overall well-being. And so anyone who wishes to volunteer, during school hours and wants to be in a classroom with kids, we do that as well.
I would love for our volunteers to be able to see that the kids truly want to learn, and that they just need that attention, and I hope that's rewarding to them to see that.
This has been Maddie Watkins from Lights, Camera, Akron.
I think it's amazing that they're getting involved in the community. Absolutely, I completely agree. I think volunteering is something that can benefit everybody.
It really does.
All right, everyone, that concludes our show for today. But before we go, don't forget to check out our social media pages.
You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page at ZTV LCA.
Thanks for watching this episode of Lights, Camera, Akron.
We'll see you next time.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.